Bam, 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 bam. I'm just fat and have a vitamin deficiency is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. What I've learned from medical science is that being obese does have an impact on your health at a certain point, but I weigh at 250 fucking pounds. I'm 5'6". My rheumatologist told me my weight has no impact on my health at all. She's like, outside of the scientific fact that you're carrying extra weight for your frame, which adds gravity, which puts a little bit of extra pressure on your joints. But outside of that, no, my organs aren't being crushed. I don't have fucking heart disease. My cholesterol's fine. I hate that. That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm getting a second opinion. Good. I didn't start gaining weight until after I started feeling sick as fuck. Like, in the vitamin deficiency thing, that could be true, but I don't know if that is, like, the entire reasoning for everything you're experiencing, you know? That's rough. The amount of people that have told me, like doctors and otherwise, that are like, oh, if you just lost weight, you'd be fine. And it's like, the amount of not true that is carried with that statement. Have you tried educating yourself? I mean, shit, man. If it was the weight, then when I weighed 140 pounds, in theory, I should have been magically cured. Except, oh wait, I was my sickest at that point. Give me corner pieces! They did a full panel for my vitamins before I went to see him, and the only thing that was low to a mild degree was iron. Well then, yeah, go, that guy can fuck. Like, did he not even look at any of the fucking documentation about any of the testing that you've had done? That's stupid. What an idiot. Dude shouldn't be a fucking rheumatologist, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. What a schmuck. Fucking schmuck. Wouldn't listen to me at all. You know, and it's upsetting because it's like, if I come back here emaciated, would you be happier? Would you think more of me? Would you believe me? Would you listen to me if I weighed 80 pounds? Why are we still treating fat people like this? I feel like you... Sometimes it's so frustrating as a fat person. I have not had this experience very much. Let me make this really clear. I'm very grateful for that. But the second that both of my doctors at that time threw the weight thing out. So first, my rheumatologist, who I will never say anything negative about, really. She was a wonderful doctor. She's retired now. She deserves it. She was great. But she brought up my weight once. And that was when I asked her, like, are you bringing up my weight because it's an issue? Like, is there anything in my testing, in your medical opinion, that justifies bringing up my weight in the context of it being a problem? And she went, well, no, but like, you know, if you dropped a little bit of weight, then it's just less strain on your joints. That's it. And I was like, okay. But if that's the only reason, then I don't agree with the concept that I need to lose weight. Would it be better for my joints? Sure, a little. But am I suffering more because of it? Like, no. At that point, my rheumatoid was so active, I could have weighed 2 pounds and I'd still be in horrible pain. And then the second time was with my general physician, my family doctor, who said he quoted a duchess about how a woman could never be too wealthy or too thin. And I immediately put my hand up and was like, that's not okay to say to people. You might say that to other people, maybe they're okay with it, but myself as a woman, I'm really offended by that comment. And I was like, I really don't agree with it. A woman can have too much money and a woman can most certainly be way too thin. It's called anorexia and other eating disorders. It's not okay. It's incredibly bad for you. Why would you say that to me? I said it a lot nicer than that and in fewer words. But I think I just kind of looked at him and was like, no, I really don't agree with that comment. And I think I asked him the same question. I was like, is there anything in my medical history currently that says that I need to lose weight? Is my blood work bad? Is anything bad? And he was like, well, no. And then he fully admitted, like, he wasn't, you know, he didn't get defensive or anything like that. And but when I made that comment back to him, his response was that a lot of his female patients that are overweight are also not happy with that. And I was like, I understand that. I do. It's a societal issue. I get it. But to make the assumption that every single one of your female patients that's overweight is automatically depressed, because that's what he thought. He thought I was depressed because I'm fat. And I was like, nope, I had just started dating Sensei at that point. And I was like, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. So it's like, you really need to re-examine asking those questions to people or saying that quote to anybody, because, like, it's not good. And he's never brought it up again. Neither doctor ever brought it up again. Ever. I shut it down so fucking fast. And I think more people should do that. I think people need to confront doctors and say, show me where that's true. Show me directly where anywhere, medically, that my weight directly negatively impacts my health. And if they can, great, you learned something. Now you can deal with that. And if not, the doctors need to check themselves. I think it's a check moment. I think it's a self-check moment for physicians of all kinds. We really gotta get away from this gross fat phobic shit. It's still so rampant. It could make someone depressed. Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine being perfectly happy with yourself and then a doctor says that to you and you're like, should I be depressed? And then they overthink it and now they are depressed. He got pretty pissy with me when I said, so a vitamin deficiency explains all of my symptoms, including the weight gain, and just brushed it off with a yes. That's so stupid. Like, I get what he's trying to correlate, but it doesn't actually work, because some vitamin deficiencies could lead to weight gain. Like, if you're vitamin D deficient, it can lead to depression. And then if you're depressed, you might be eating too much, and that could lead to weight gain. But it's not like a... No, that doctor just sounds like a fucking idiot. There's no nice way to say it. He just sounds like a fucking tool. I don't know. He sounds like he hates fat people. Maybe he shouldn't be a doctor. I would have gotten... If I wouldn't have gotten arrested for it, I'd have reached across his desk and smacked the taste out of his mouth. Yeah, when I had a really severe rheumatoid relapse, I got off of prednisone, which was like a miracle. But then I started getting sicker again, and then I went and got blood work done. I made an emergency appointment with my rheumatologist, and I went and saw her, but she's like, get blood work, then come see me. And so I did that, and when I went to go see her, she's like, your inflammation markers are high again, like, you've gone back into like a really severe, full-blown relapse. And I was like, that sucks, which was making me sad. And then like a bunch of just like life shit happened, and I had to like not do certain things that I was doing that I was like, those were the things that were making me happy at that point. And then it was just like, no. And so I had to stop doing that shit. And that made me really sad too. And I was like, oh no. And now I just like feel like I don't have people to talk to either. And I was like, everything's getting worse. But then my blood work showed that my vitamin D levels were almost non-existent. And so she wrote me a prescription for vitamin D. I was taking 50,000 units a week. Or 50,000 IUs a week, so international units. Which I take 5,000 IUs a day. Normal. But I wasn't taking any vitamin D back then. And when she found those levels, and she's like, so you are having a full-blown relapse of rheumatoid, but also you are insanely vitamin D deficient and your B12 is low, so you're also anemic. And I was like, no wonder I feel so extra shitty. Because there was like this level of pain that I was like, that's rheumatoid, but what's the rest of this shit over here? And yeah, vitamin D was like, oh, I'm really deficient in vitamin D. I had no idea that severe vitamin D deficiency caused pain like that. No idea. It's like this widespread, like, muscular pain. It's terrible. Do not recommend. Recommend taking vitamin D. It is delightful. I'm sorry. That was the worst. I have to admit, I used to be a lot more meeker about doctors and other medical professionals telling me things that I was like, I don't agree with that. But I didn't want to tell them that, so I'd just be like, oh, okay, you're right. What do I know? But it's been 23 years now. And eventually you're just kind of like, I don't fucking care anymore. This is my body. If I don't agree with the doctor, I'm telling them that now. Like the guy who told me that, like, he didn't think that I should get my shoulders replaced because I was too young. And I was like, nah. Oh, there it is. Some dumb scam. Chomp chomp, bitch. What was I working towards? The weapons bench. I need those 2 levels. Food, sure. Food. I guess it's really just building. I want to build that other base out. But if it's gonna be my production base... Nah, I'm gonna get it established. Then I'll put shit down and bring out pals. That's what I'll do. That's the ticket. My GP pulled up my blood work from the other hospital and said your iron levels are back to a safe range, but you're on the lows. You're low on phosphate. Aside from the second opinion, she's ordering a referral for an endocrinologist. That's a good idea. I don't remember if I've said this before or not. Thank you for letting me vent about this shit and being willing to talk to me about it. No problem, man. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. And if you can find somebody to talk to that can actually, like, genuinely relate to that stuff, it helps. It helps a lot. That I never used to talk openly about that. I never used to talk openly about it because a lot of people shut me down about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. It's depressing. And it's like, but, like, it's my life, you know? People need people. Don't want to build it out that way. Or do I want to put stairs down? The snapping on this isn't great because it won't ever snap at the lowest point. That might not be true. No, I think that's true. I don't think it's gonna snap. No, doesn't snap to that point. Not only does it not snap to that point, but if I put stairs here, I can't put this here. Bring, bring. Ring, ring, motherfuckers. It really does help. It's depressing, but as you said, it's my life. Yeah. I have a friend that was like, why do you keep having so many doctor's appointments? Why can't you ever make plans? Why can't we can't ever make, oh, no. That's such a red flag. That is such a red flag. That scares me. When people say stupid shit like that, I get real nervous about it. Actually, you know what? Fuck. Okay, I have to see something now. Yeah, I used to have a... They used to be a friend. I've just abandoned them as a human being now. They were just too narcissistic for me. But I used to have a friend that would say stupid shit like that too. A lot of the accusatory shit. A lot of it. It was just like... You're not as sick as you are, you're faking it, it was a lot of the like, wow, it's so convenient that you were well enough to, like, I saw you go out yesterday, but today you're too sick to do anything. And I was like, yeah, that's how this works. Oh, wait, they do stack? No. That just for some reason placed there? Weird. I ghosted them? Good. You don't need that shit in your life. That's not okay. Victim blaming. Oh yeah. It was just a lot of, yeah, so it was a lot of you're conveniently too sick to do stuff when I want to do stuff. And, getting annoyed at not being able to go out as much. When I couldn't do certain things, it was like, oh my god. Or, to top things off, I'm very fucked up from this still. But I love roller coasters a lot. I love roller coasters, and I love water slides, and just like, I like just like floating in water. And we were gonna go to this theme park, an amusement park that has roller coasters and a big water park. And I was really excited. And we had planned this trip like 2 months in advance to like really make sure we gave ourselves time. And like, this was after I'd been diagnosed and I was already sick and all that shit. And then the day of we were supposed to go, the day of, she called. And I told her, like, yeah, like, I was literally ready. I had my I had my bathing suit on, my shorts, a shirt, I had a bag packed, I had money in my hands, I was all ready to go. And then she called to tell me that they were uninviting me. Because at that point in time, I hadn't had my hips replaced yet, so I couldn't really walk. So the whole plan was to bring my mobility scooter so that I could get like kind of from the parking lot to the amusement park. And then if I needed to, you can rent a wheelchair for the day. So I could have done that. And so I had the cash to rent the wheelchair in case. I had everything else ready to go. And then that's when she called and was like, I invited this chick I just met from work. And now we don't have room in the car for you. And so I was like, all right, well, let's just bring my mom's car. She just told me, like, it's all full of gas and everything. Don't worry about it. And she was like, well, okay, well, so here's the actual reason is it's just kind of like a bit of a burden to, like, have to, like, haul you and your scooter around because, like, you're kind of slow. And if your scooter dies, we might have to push it. And that just, like, kind of sounds like a bit of a nuisance. So we just don't want to bring you. And I went, okay, have fun, because I didn't know how to react. So I just kind of like panic laughed. It was like, okay, that's fine, totally acceptable. Have a great time. And then that kind of shit kept happening. So I was like, maybe I don't want to talk to this person anymore. And when she confronted me about why we don't talk anymore, I told her straight up that it's because she's an incredibly narcissistic, selfish person that is completely incapable of understanding remotely, because she doesn't want to, how her words and actions actually impact everybody else around her, and that other people do exist outside of her space, and that human beings aren't meant to be treated like toys that when you're bored with, they get put on a shelf. Because that was the other thing, our entire friendship was built off of, like, we only ever did what she wanted to do when she wanted to do it, with very few exceptions. Like, just enough exceptions to make me complacent. Like, hey, let's go out to dinner for your birthday. And I went, okay, cool. And I said where I wanted to go, and we ended up at their favorite restaurant, where I think I drank a little bit of broth because I don't like sushi. So I didn't really eat. Yeah, they're terrible. I'm so sorry. I have errands to run and my health is dog water. It must be so inconvenient for you. It's not like I'm the one living it or anything. Yeah. I used to kind of play her off as, like, I thought maybe she was just, like, actually, like, she just genuinely didn't understand how hurtful she just is. Not even, like, sometimes could be, but, like, no, like, 85 to 90% of the time. But then I finally started to learn about, like, narcissistic traits. Like, I'm not talking about, like, wow, you're looking in the mirror a lot, you're such a narcissist. Ha 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 ha. Like, no, like, actual, like, medically diagnosable levels of narcissism. And I went, oh shit, son. But yeah, years later, she reached out to me because, like, I ghosted her. I was like, I've had enough. My mental health is in the fucking, like, trash. It's in a dumpster fire at the bottom of the ocean. And so I was like, I need space for me, and I need to just, like, not talk to people who perpetually make me feel really, really shitty about myself. And so I stopped talking to a bunch of people that made me feel bad about myself. And when she finally reached out to me one day, I was like, what the fuck is the deal? Like, why don't you talk to me anymore? And that was the other thing, is I had to instigate every fucking conversation ever. So I was like, first of all, I got tired of having to be the instigator for conversations. Secondly, I'm kind of tired of you being an asshole and not being respectful or appreciative or blah, 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 blah. And, like, the realization of, like, you like to give gifts to people because it completely, in your mind, erases all of the absolute trash-ass shit that you do to every single person in your life. But I brought up the trip thing, that I was like, because I wanted to make a point of, like, you're so unaware of your actions and how they impact other people, that I was like, I don't even think you understand how fucked up it was what you did to me about that trip. And she's like, oh, honestly, no, I thought you were, like, fine with it. And so I re-explained it with the roles reversed. So she was in my shoes and I was in hers, and she just kind of went like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that would make me feel really, really upset. And I was like, yes. But the fact that it's been 5 years and you never had that fucking realization that that was upsetting is part of the problem. That was a big learning lesson for me. Of, like, you don't have to stick with people. Even if you've been friends with them for a really long time, if somebody is not doing you any good stuff, you don't have to stick around. You're allowed to back off and protect your own mental health and hope that maybe one day those folks will see the light and become better human beings. I'm always hopeful. Always. It's one of my flaws. One of my toxic traits is thinking too much of most people, even when they prove to me otherwise. I think everybody learns shitty life lessons like that, though. I don't know too many people that haven't had crummy experiences with other human beings like that. She's straight up a bitch. Fuck's sakes, yeah. It's unfortunate, because, like, she was the same person that got mad at me. I was in high school and I said, like, oh, I'm thinking about going to this university, but she lived in the city and it was in the literal opposite direction. And then she got mad at me and was like, why would you do that? That's so unfair to me. So you're just going to move further away from me? But then I was just like confused because I was like, but when you moved to the city, I was like happy for you and shit. And I was excited. And why are you like getting mad at me now? What's happening? Too close. Oh, right. Can't build over that thing. There. Look at this beautiful fucking brick ass base. Hell yeah. Okay. I got that put down. Look at this shit. It looks like duty buttholes, but it'll turn into something. Eventually. God, it's fucking hot in this room. Why is it so hot in here? I could feel how flushed my face is getting. I had a friend from the time I was 8 until like 18, and I just got tired of being the backup friend. It's not, yeah, ew. No thanks. That is such a weird ambient sound. Just trying to decide where I want things to go here. On Sensei and I save. We put the PAL beds over there. And then everything else is sort of in this spot. But I don't know. I don't know. I did a whole bunch of reading about narcissistic stuff, like narcissistic personality disorder, just generalized narcissistic traits, etc. Because honestly, I've just always been deeply infatuated with psychology. I find it very interesting. But one of the things I read was just like, if you're the kind of person that like will give people the time of day and listen, like you're that kind of person. So me, I like to listen. I try to give people venting space. Everybody needs it. But apparently that kind of shit attracts narcissists, and it's like, nah. And I guess this is because they view you as like a person that can feed their narcissistic supply or some shit. Because you're always going to be like willing for, like, you're always going to be there for them to vent and bitch about themselves too. Oh no. I know, it's like, it just feels like such a generalized level of like, if you're a decent person, narcissists love you. If you have a really hard time saying no, then you're in deep shit. I don't have a hard time saying no anymore because I've dealt with too many people that take advantage of other people's kindness. And then I just grew the firmest no backbone in the world. Hey, I know this is short notice, but I need, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, but can you come in and watch my dog for me? No. Well, what are you doing? Nothing. So you are free then? No. But you just said you don't have plans. No, I didn't. I said I'm doing nothing. That's my plan. Nothing. And you were not taking me away from my plans. Unless it's like a severe, in which case, like, I'm not an asshole. If people really genuinely need me, I'm gonna fucking be there. I care about the people I care about. But if you fuck with me, then I'll fucking ditch your ass. That's the other thing I'm pretty good at. Yeah, but that's different. Yeah, there's always gonna be exceptions. There will always be exceptions. Oh, right, stairs don't attach. It's probably a bad idea to build it this way. Because it needs support. But you can't build supports. They don't have wall. I gotta figure this shit out. That's a thinker. That's a thinker. I don't know how to do this. I'll figure it out eventually. Not this second, though. I'm gonna go run back to my other base so I can look at something that looks more accomplished. I need to feel good about myself for a second. I need to look at my pals being cute. They're so cute, though. They're so cute. If I do turn this into a breeding spot over here, though, I think instead of what I did on my other save, I might put it on a platform. Because I don't like the rocks coming back up. They don't... Putting the breeding thing down didn't stop the stone from respawning in the middle of it, and I was kind of really hoping that that would be the case, but that was not the case. So whenever it respawns, I end up having to demolish it. The stone, not the breeding pen. Because they get hung up on this shit, and it's a little... This is annoying. It is just annoying. Okay, every time I look at this guy, I'm just like, let's go look for more. I want more not shinies. Lucky guys. I might beef up this guy a little bit, because, I don't know. Level 2 runner, it's not bad. Excuse me. I got the... Oh, my dinner... Oh, yeah, dinner's here. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot about food. I forgot about food. Whoop. I guess I could go do that. What time is it? Oh my god, is it 7? I meant to end at like 5:30. I definitely meant to end about an hour and 40 minutes ago, so oops, my bad. Shit. Oh god, let's go over here.